Hey y'all, this is Unpacking with Rosemarie. My name is Rosemarie. I'm a singer-songwriter from Los Angeles, California. My current mood is focused, and my zodiac sign is a Leo. What song do you turn to when you need motivation or inspiration? On Alicia Keys' first album, there's a song called Troubles. And although it's like a sad song, I feel like the message of it is like putting your trust in God, having faith that things will work out in your favor. So although sonically it sounds a little sad, it's still motivational and inspirational to me. Next question. If your life had a soundtrack, what song would you play during the most pivotal moments? I'm just gonna narrow it down to it for sure being a Bad Bunny song. I'll say that. What was the first song that made you feel seen or understood, and do you still connect with it today? Y'all really got me in this bag, in this duffel. Okay, let's get in that bag. I think I've always used music as like a coping mechanism. And one of the earliest songs that I remember, whenever I was small enough to be in a car seat, my mom and my aunt would play Don't Speak by No Doubt. Again, I feel like it's such a sad song, but for whatever reason I correlate it with that connectedness of feeling that with my mom and my aunt and my cousin who's also in her car seat next to me. So yeah, I've always had a very special relationship with that song in particular. Which one of your own songs do you feel carries the most personal significance, and what memory or emotion does it capture for you? Rock, Paper, Scissors, Recut, the deluxe version. There's a song on there called Breaking. Breaking is a song that's so near and dear to my heart, but I wrote it with an amazing musician, collaborator friend named Mk.Gee. And I really wanted to encapsulate, I guess, the feeling of grief or loss of losing a loved one. Maybe they're not here physically, maybe the relationship just doesn't exist anymore. Me personally, I've lost a lot of family members, immediate family members. So I think my relationship with having people in my life and the fact that somebody could be here one day and then gone the next is just something that I've dealt with for a really long time. So yeah, that song was like so cathartic to write, and I didn't realize how much people would connect with it. Is there a certain song that meant a lot to you before you started making music, but now that you're an artist, does that same song mean more or less to you now? I'm sure Lauryn Hill comes up in I don't know how many people's interviews, but I have a special relationship with a song called X Factor by Lauryn Hill. You know it, you know the one. As a kid, I felt like that song was just like larger than life. Just such a powerful song, such a well-written song. Musically, lyrically, it's just a great song. I feel like now that I'm an artist, which is probably like a double-edged sword, the way that I consume music and break it down is a lot more like technical. So I feel like it probably means more to me now that I'm an artist, because I'm looking at it like, whoa, this is crazy, and then this does this, and then she says this, and then goes here, this note, and then, so I feel like, yeah, it makes me appreciate it that much more, but I always have. That's especially, if you know, that's my go-to karaoke song. If you know, you know. What's a song that makes you feel confident and sexy and that taps into your sense of allure? Well, wouldn't you like to know? So I actually have this upcoming single called Aftertaste. This season that I'm in now of my life, I'm like transitioning, right? I feel like I would hope to be known for my music to be like emotional and emotionally invoking and of substance and raw feeling, and like I said, the spectrum of human emotion, but primarily just like heartbreak and sad. And so I think I'm transitioning into like a lighter sense of like energy and space and like happy and feel good. And at least these next few songs, I think people are gonna be super surprised, but that's for sure the vibe. It's like confident, sexy, fun, flirty, cool. Yeah. Who were the unsung heroes, mentors, peers, family that influenced your journey into music, and how do their lessons show up in your creative process? So again, I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, and I feel like our culture naturally is just very musically involved, inclined, but I will say that my mom sang beautifully and my dad was a DJ. So at any like family gatherings, my mom was singing and my dad was DJing and my cousins were playing instruments and all kinds of stuff. Music was always just something that we all did. I didn't know that it wasn't something that not everybody did. Like I didn't know it was like a thing. That influenced my journey a lot. I always say too, I was probably singing before I could talk. My family, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, but primarily my mom and dad. I gotta give them that credit. Shout out to y'all. Is there a track that evokes memories of carefree times from your youth? That era of music was just like, it's just unparalleled. I think of like T-Pain, I'm in love with a stripper, I'm sprung, bartender, Nelly, hot in her, out here. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. I thought of the spelling of it. I don't know why I did that. What song best encapsulates your current stage in life? I'm gonna say Pour It Up by Rihanna, because we're manifesting abundance and fun and love and bad bitchery. I don't even know if that's a word. I just started that. Bad bitchery. Oh, wow. If you could thank one artist for the way their music helped shape your personal journey, who would it be and what would you say to them? I'm gonna say Lauryn Hill again. And I feel like, again, that's probably a common answer, but she gets that. She deserves that. One thing that has always been super impressionable on me about Lauryn Hill since I was young was the duality that exists within her, with her vocal ability, her lyricism, sexy but also not super overexposed, and like tomboy vibes but also super sensual. Just, she has literally something in that time that I feel like was just so groundbreaking and so inspiring to a lot of people, young girls, young women, and I'm sure a lot of artists today would credit her. So for sure, Lauryn Hill, I would say thank you, Queen. Inspired me in more ways than one. I'm so happy to be alive at the same time, to get to experience her and to be inspired by her. And I just love to see her getting her flowers. I love to still see her performing. I love to see people she is still, I feel like, so brought up, like so current. Thank you for your service. Can you recall a time when someone else's music helped you through a challenging moment? What did it teach you about yourself or your own artistry? So one of my favorite artists has been my favorite artist for the last handful of years. It's an artist named Dijon. I feel like it scratches a very particular itch in my brain, and I feel like it does something emotionally that has changed the way I consume music and the way I approach music making. At any point where I've had a challenging moment since I've discovered his music, for sure, his music has been a part of my soundtrack. So yeah, shout out to Dijon. When you're ready to fully unwind, what's your favorite song to help you relax? There's an artist named Mk.Gee, who I really, really love, and I was obsessed with his album, 2 Star and the Dream Police, still obsessed with that album. And I feel like that album has the ability to just like literally either get lost in it or be the perfect soundtrack for literally doing anything. But especially for me, I always like to listen to it when I'm like getting ready to go somewhere or driving. I listen to it a lot on tour, on the road. It's just a very calming, like ethereal. The song, Dream Police. What's a song that you have connected with so much that you wish you wrote it? There's a song by Dijon called God and Wilson, and it's just such a beautiful, vulnerable song. And although there's a lot of songs that I wish I wrote, that song in particular is always very, very far at the top of the list for whatever reason.